Patriot missiles, the crown jewel of American air defense, are now being quietly questioned by the very country that begged for them. Yes, even as President Trump has okayed sending more Patriots to Zelensky, some Ukrainian and even Western officials are now asking, are these $1 billion a pop long-range air defense systems actually doing their job? Because when your cities are under daily fire by Russian missiles, you can't afford an almost air defense system. What is the trouble with Patriots? Well, according to a new Wall Street Journal report, some Russian missiles are simply outsmarting the Patriots. Missiles like the Iskander-M are reportedly flying too low, too fast, or just too unpredictably for Patriots to handle. One Ukrainian official bluntly called them underperforming against Russia's newer missiles. And then there are murmurs that the Russians have found Patriots' blind spots and are slipping right through. This isn't just military gossip. Ukraine's Air Force itself has gone public about these quote-unquote combat limitations. Back in May, Ukrainian spokesperson Yuri Inat said that the enemy's ballistic missiles, especially Iskander-Ms, have been improved and modernized. Translation: they're not flying straight anymore. They're flying weird, twisting, severing, adopting quasi-ballistic missile flight paths that make them a nightmare to predict. To make matters worse, these upgraded missiles release radar decoys right before impact. Imagine trying to hit a target while it throws out glitter to blind you. That's what we're dealing with. So what does that mean? Not that Patriots are useless, but that they're simply not enough. So why did Ukraine then beg Trump for Patriots? Because so far, these are the only systems that have actually worked in defending Ukrainian skies, especially over major cities like Kiev, Odessa, and Lviv. On July 14th, Trump allowed the dispatch of 14 more Patriot systems to Ukraine, despite severe shortages inside the US. And in classic Trump style, he didn't hold back.
He talks nice and then he bombs everybody in the evening. So there's a little bit of a problem there, and I don't like it.
To keep up with Ukraine's urgency, the Trump administration even bumped Germany ahead of Switzerland in the production line, so that Germany can straight away send its own 2 Patriots to Ukraine and get priority deliveries from Trump instead. And then, of course, there is the money factor. Let's not forget that each Patriot system costs over $1 billion to buy and maintain. This includes $400 million for the system and $690 million for the missiles in a battery. Patriot interceptors are estimated at around $4 million per missile, as per the Center for Strategic and International Studies. So when Zelensky holds out the proverbial begging bowl, it's because he knows that Ukraine cannot afford to fund or defend itself alone. And here's the kicker. Patriots are great at intercepting ballistic missiles, but using them to shoot down Russia's cheap Iranian drones that cost $20,000 each, well, that's like using a Rolls-Royce to chase a rickshaw. No wonder, under Trump's America First doctrine now, Washington is telling Europe, if you want to protect Ukraine with our Patriots, maybe you should start footing the bill. And that's exactly what Germany is going to be doing now. But Ukraine has bigger things in mind than how much Patriots cost. This isn't some weapons nerd fight on Reddit. It's life and death for Ukraine. So far, Patriots are among the only systems capable of shooting down ballistic missiles. When Kiev gets hit, it's usually not by toy drones. It's fast, precision missiles, often fired in swarms. And with Russia ramping up strikes, Ukraine can't risk its so-called shield falling. And we've seen them at work too. Back in 2023, Ukraine's Patriots successfully intercepted Russia's hypersonic Kinzhal missile, something many thought was impossible. This was confirmed by US officials and multiple global media outlets. So it's not black and white. Patriots are still the best NATO's got. But even the best have limits. What's happening now is not about hardware failure. It's about volume, velocity, and decoys. Russia is overwhelming the system with too many missiles at once, some of them too smart for even Patriot to track. There's also the harsh reality that Zelensky must swallow, that NATO membership for Ukraine is unlikely as of now. So even in the event of a ceasefire with Russia, Ukraine has to aim for robust self-defense capability regardless of the broader regional security architecture. So is there a fix? As on date, Ukraine has about 10 Patriot systems, which are stationed in Kiev and the southern port of Odessa. These have downed dozens of Russian cruise and ballistic missiles, attack drones over the last 2 years. The new Patriots that will arrive in Ukraine will likely be deployed to larger Ukrainian cities and will definitely lower the lethality of the Russian air raids. But then, Russia's main attack weapon now are attack drones that fly in swarms of hundreds, and Ukraine's own air defense systems are not able to hit them. Also, Russia's recent innovations, including variants like the Geran 3, capable of diving at 800 kilometers per hour, have made interception more difficult. Given all this, military analysts are saying that just Patriots will never be sufficient to help Ukraine. Zelensky needs a layered defense system, combining older Soviet gear, European SAMPTs, Israeli-style Iron Dome-style tech, and yes, even cheap drone interceptors, because in modern warfare, it's not about having the biggest stick, it's about having enough sticks to cover every angle. Unless, of course, Trump can convince Vladimir Putin to stop the war. But that still remains a distant dream.